Respected dignitaries, guests of honor, our audience watching us live, and the managing committee of Equitas Victoria Foundation. A warm and heartfelt good morning to everyone present here. I am Anisha Sharma, a legal correspondent and a student from Neerim Group of Institutions, as the host for the event. As Albert Einstein once said, India is a cradle of human race, the birthplace of human speech, the mother of history, the grandmother of legends, and the great grandmother of traditions. It is the treasure of most valuable and extractive materials in the history of humankind. On August 15, 1947, the great nation of India opened a new chapter in its history, an era of freedom, struggles, and progress, with significant sacrifices made by our countless freedom fighters to attain independence from foreign rule. Today, on this auspicious occasion of 75th Independence Day of India, I wish every Indian at home and abroad a very happy and beautiful Independence Day. And I welcome all of you to the second Foundation Day of Equitas Victoria Foundation. The Equitas Victoria Foundation is a non-profit organization that aims to promote access to justice for everyone across the country to live a life in peace. It aims to provide for free legal education and legal awareness with legal advice by prominent legal professionals from the field of law. So, without further ado, I would like to request Ms. Rashmi Rekha Barua, a student of class 10 from Sudarshan Public School, to invoke the house and offer a prayer before the Almighty. Ms. Rashmi, please.
Hello.
Yes, you're audible, Rashmi.
Okay. So can I start?
Yeah, you may please proceed.
Okay. God, we thank thee for the night and for the pleasant morning light, for rest and food and loving care and all that makes the world so fair. Help us to do the things we should, to be to others kind and good in all we do, in all we say, to grow more loving every day. Thank you, God, for joyful hours, blessings that Thee always share. Thank you, God, for everything. In gratitude, Your praise we sing. God, we thank Thee for the night and for the pleasant morning light, for rest and food and loving care and all that makes the world so fair. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, dear Rashmi, for this melodious prayer. So, to begin with the session, may I kindly request our Honorable Secretary Managing Committee of Equitas Victoria Foundation, Mrs. Nidhi Tiwari, to welcome all the guests of honor to this second Foundation Day of Equitas Victoria. Mrs. Nidhi Tiwari is a member of Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao Yojana, Bihar, and a district convener of Dadichi Dehan Samiti, Bihar. Apart from social services, she is also known for her literary work in Hindi, and her works have been featured on different platforms. May I kindly invite ma'am to welcome all our guests of honor. Over to you, ma'am.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
Thank you. Respected guests of honor and other dignitaries present in this meeting. Today, India is celebrating its 75th Independence Day. On this occasion, the Equator Victoria Foundation is celebrating its second Foundation Day. Today, in the meeting, all of you will learn about our different wings and platforms from their respective heads and coordinators. So, I am not going to repeat the same thing again. But one thing that I want to ask all the respected dignitaries present in this meeting, what is Equitas Victoria Foundation? What is Equitas Victoria Foundation? The dictionary meaning of the word is victory of justice or truth. But the Equitas Victoria Foundation is a collection of ideas that all of you believed in and is either working on it with our team or have successfully made it into a reality. Successfully made it into a reality. Success or failure, number of viewers or reach, profit or loss. These things can be achieved very easily, but in the initial phase, it is your strong belief and effort put forward by you for particular idea that mattered the most. After a long academic and professional career of all the respected dignitaries present, when everything seems repetitive and dull, at this point of time, an idea dignities a fire inside your heart of belief. Then here, the Equitas Victoria Foundation come into existence. I want to thank all the editor-in-chief, chief coordinator, executive editors, and all respected members of the Equitas Victoria Foundation, whose con- constant support, guidance, and efforts have shaped this NGO in order to achieve our goals for the year 2021-22 will be needing your support and guidance. Thank you. Namaste. अभी अभी मुझे कॉल आया है कि मिस्टर सिस्नर के मदर की तबीयत सडनली खराब हो गई है. उन्होंने हमें प्रॉमिस किया था कि वो आएंगे और वो अभी प्रॉमिस कर चुके हैं कि मीटिंग ज्वाइन करने की कोशिश करेंगे. मैं उनके मदर के हेल्थ की कामना करती हूँ. थैंक यू.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for your pleasant welcome. Our chief guest couldn't be here today due to a sudden health condition of his mother. We would want to extend our prayers and best wishes for his mother's speedy recovery. Now, I would like to take this opportunity to invite our esteemed chief guest and guest of honor, Professor Dr. Shubham Rajkumar sir, to kindly encourage us with his words of excellence and also to declare the establishment of annual International Journal on Intellectual Property and Corporate Affairs to be published jointly by Nogong Law College, Dr. Rohini Kanta Barua Law College, Equitas and Equitas Victoria Foundation. Sir is the editor-in-chief of the journal. He graduated with the honors in geography from Guwahati University. He obtained his Masters of Law from Guwahati University with specialization in constitutional law and administrative law, and went on to obtain his PhD in constitutional law from the same university in the year of 1998. He resigned from the State Judicial Service to join the service initially as a lecturer and is presently holding the post of professor at Guwahati University. In between, he served on an UNDP assignment as an associate professor at Addis Ababa University for a term. He is a visiting professor in a couple of universities and has been called upon to deliver lectures in a number of universities across jurisdictions. Professor Rajkumar has a number of academic assignments within the country and abroad, having visited several universities. He has a number of published books on human rights. His works include Human Rights, a Reflection, Indigenous People, A Quest for Justice, International Human Rights, 6 volumes, Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights of 2 volumes, and a comparative public law. He has produced 17 PhD scholars till date, and another 6 scholars are conducting research under his supervision. He has conducted a few research projects as well. Besides his academic assignments, he has contributed to the grassroots level activities in the field of human rights and has attended a number of programs organized by United Nations, both in Geneva and New York. He is keenly involved with the issues of anti-personal landmines and cluster munitions, as well as the small arms and light weapons, and is associated with several national and international non-governmental organizations like Amnesty International, Human Rights Watch, International Action Network for Small Arms, International Campaign to Ban Landmines, Indian Institute of Peace, Corporation and Environmental Protection, Commonwealth Legal Education Association, Global Alliance for Justice Education, Global Education Law Forum, among others. He was a member of Independent People's Commission on Dams in Arunachal Pradesh and invited as an observer to the presidential election in Sri Lanka. Sir, it is our pleasure to have you with us today. Please address the session with your kind words. Over to you, sir.
Thank you for your kind words. Indeed, as in the welcome address or in the introductory remarks, as appositely stated, today we are celebrating the 75th year of our independence, which saw a lot of toil, a lot of sufferings, a lot of lives lost, but the freedom struggle, the members who were associated with this freedom struggle never lost hope. And their main motto was to have independence, not only independence for the sake of it, but to usher in a country where there is democracy, where there is freedom in a democratic federal setup. And that has been so eloquently laid down in the Constitution, the core document of the nation. This is a time for reflection on what we have gained and what remains to be achieved. In the life of an individual, 75 years is a long time, but in the life of a nation, it is not really so. Yet, if we look into the surroundings, we find that there have been a lot of turmoil. Whether you look at the present situation in Afghanistan or the situation in other SAARC countries in the recent past. And compared to those countries, India can be said to be a nation, a country which has established its firmament through the legal document. Because of the Constitution, we are here as we are. Now, so far, individuals, as members of the society, we have an important role to play. And how do we act about? Is it that we only confine ourselves to our own individual goals and attainments? Or do we have a contribution to make towards the society that we live in, towards the nation, as well as towards the global community? And here, each one of us can have or can play a very constructive role. And it is with great satisfaction that we could hear the words in the welcome address as to the objective of the foundation. It speaks of freedom, it speaks of justice, it speaks of legal education, it speaks of social justice. So, though very briefly worded, it gives us an idea as to the nature of the activities that are emphasized or that are being undertaken by the Aequitas Victoria Foundation. I hope that this organization will grow from year to year and will be able to serve the society in a very constructive manner, particularly in the pursuit of legal education, legal aid, where a lot needs to be done. And for an NGO, a non-governmental NGO may have certain problems at the initial stages, but as time progresses, as we get opportunities to work, as we get opportunities to influence ourselves, to influence, to unlearn, we come to know a lot many things, and we can contribute and gain real satisfaction in serving the society that we are part of. So far, if we look at the NGO sector, we know that of late, this sector has come in for criticism because of some wrong reasons or for some reasons attributed to certain organizations which have taken advantage of the liberal flow of funds and which have not percolated down to the beneficiaries that are meant to be. If we look at an NGO in a true sense of being an independent organization, independent, non-profitable organization, as clearly spelled out, as clearly spelled out by the Commonwealth Foundation, we can take pride that many of the organizations that are serving the society at the grassroots level are really working in a selfless way. Many of them do not feel that they are part of the NGO community because they feel that they are women's organizations, children's organizations, or self-help groups, or whatever it be. But then, in their own way, they are contributing to the society to grow and prosper. Of course, when it comes to NGOs like the Guangos and the Congos, many limitations do crop up. And therefore, many of the NGOs prefer, as rightly emphasized, to work independently of government funding, independently of being supported by certain vested interest, so that they can contribute in their own way, unhindered by very many restrictions that may be linked or tagged by the funding organizations, by the funders, I mean to say. Now, since half an hour has already gone by, I would not like to prolong. But then one important aspect of Aequitas that I have come to know or learn is that of the publications that they are venturing into. They have been entering into certain publications. And these are very important because whatever is being done by an organization, these need to be documented for reflecting upon the shortcomings, for prioritizing the areas in which they need to focus upon, as well as in the form of documentation. So far, the journals happen to be concerned. The one that has been mentioned that is to take off is on intellectual property rights and the corporate sector. Now, corporate sector is very much associated in very many ways with intellectual property rights, and therefore we can say that there is some amount of integration between the two as well. Though independent in their own ways, vast in their own spheres, they have a lot to contribute towards the society that we live in. And therefore, a journal of this nature, which has an ambitious role emphasized upon, can really be effective in promoting the ideas, in promoting the values, in promoting about legal learning in the respective spheres. IPR in itself is very vast, very wide. Going back to the GATT negotiations, the World Trade Organizations, the Doha Round of Declarations, agreements, and many more. It has laid down a foundation as to how and as to manner in which the international community is to be bound and as to the manner in which they can work, coordination and cooperation. So is the case with the corporate sector because of the recent developments which have laid a lot of trust on this sector. And therefore, I believe that this journal will pave the way by contributing in a significant manner through legal write-ups on areas of interest from various parts of the world. And it is very much encouraging to note that some very prominent scholars from outside the country have readily agreed to be associated with this particular journal. And I believe that with their support and cooperation, with their guidance, with the cooperation of one and all, particularly the Aquinas Foundation, the Nagaon Law College, and RKB Law College, because although I don't know much about the Aquinas Foundation, but then both the principals happen to be known to me since long. And I believe that with their energetic manner of functioning, they will certainly be able to contribute immensely towards the progress of this particular journal. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, now I would like to request you to permit us to release our souvenir for the second Foundation Day of Aquitas Victoria.
Please, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jayanta sir. And thank you so very much for taking out your time from your busy schedule and being here with us, with all of us here today, and for your encouraging words and for such an insightful speech. Thank you. Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite our next guest of honor, Professor Dr. Chintamani Raut sir. He is the editor-in-chief of Annual International Journal on Analysis of Contemporary Legal Affairs, published by Equitas Victoria Foundation. Sir Roth is currently working as the head of department in the Department of Law, School of Social Science, Northeastern Hill University, Shillong. Before joining NEHU, he was a faculty member in the ICFAI Law School, ICFAI University, Dehradun, Uttarakhand. Sir Roth also worked as a lecturer in Bhadrak Law College, Bhadrak, and a district law college under Utkal University. Sir Roth has a teaching experience of more than 27 years. He has attended, participated, and presented papers in 111 national and international seminars and conferences in India. He has a total of 59 publications and has authored 2 ISBN textbooks and several other question-answer books. Sir, I would kindly request you to guide us with your experience about the Equitas Victoria Foundation and the journal. Sir, please.
Fine. Thank you, Anisa, for your graceful words. And at the outset, I express my warm good morning and happy independence and beautiful independence of our country. And at the outset, also, I congratulate all the members of this Equitas Victoria who has been working tirelessly from day one and to today. And we are here for celebration of second anniversary of Equitas Victoria. So it is a NGO organization, as Professor Rajko has told, and you all are working because we are in a government setup and it is an independent country. And this movement is also to celebrate, and since morning also we are hoisting our national flag and enjoying the freedom that we have got with a lot of struggle. And at the same time, we remember all the freedom fighters, Mahatma Gandhi, Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel, Subhash Bose, and other Chandrasekhar, so many and so forth, and innumerable. And today also we are celebrating with the freedom fighters, not only, and the front runners and front fighters, that warriors of doctors and not only soldiers. Earlier, we are all believing that soldiers are our the safety, security, and they are protecting our borders and they are bringing peace and everything. But now we are bestowing our praise to all the people that they are contributing for the growth of our country. So that is one and all. But then when we come to our country and as a citizen, and we have a lot to say and a lot to celebrate. So words are not sufficient, only we have to understand. They say we have raised a slogan, this is Sabke Saath, Sabka Vishwas, or Sabka Vikas. But now we have raised a slogan that not only Sabka Saath, Sabka Vishwas, or Sabka Prayas. Now we have to add a prayas. That means earlier we are only emphasizing on our rights, and now it is a time that we have to also discharge our duties. So prayas means only we will not expect that others should do, and it is we have to also contribute for the development of our country. So it is all together, so that we feeling and togetherness is required. So when we as an independent country always believe that we have a government and we have to expect everything from government, and government has to do for all welfare activities for us. Not only that, you see, a government, when we go for, again we go back to the constitution, which is our very foundation of the law, and it is the rule of law is existing there. So in that constitution also say that Article 12 very clearly says it is a government as defined, and we only expect that it is central government or parliament or state government, but in the other way it has been the other authorities are there. So other authorities means it is so many other functionaries also under the state. They are being given power. They have given the rights to discharge. So one of them also NGO is there. That is a non-government organization, and they are also taking lot of responsibility for discharging well-being of the country. Because when we talk about the independence, we thought that only British has left and we got independence. That the one achievement we did, that removing them and driving out them from our country who rule us very arbitrarily, and all these torturous activities they carried on throughout these 200 years. So forgetting that we have to achieve again 75 years already we have made a journey, and also we expect that we are going to another 25 years and we are completing 100 years also. So what we have to do another for another 25 years? This is a moment that we have to think over it, and seriously, because we people are always directly or indirectly engaged in some of the welfare activities of our country, because we removed these foreigners from our motherland. But we have not removed the poverty, the illiteracy, malnutrition. That also is our that prayas. That is our endeavor. That is our commitment that we have to do away with. And the most important is that when we struggle against the Britishers for our freedom, we asked for equality, we asked for our liberty, we asked for freedom, because that was the predominance that point of time. Because we people have no right to speak, right to work, right to talk. So that was the very fundamental things we got. But above all, a justice. Because if you are not getting justice, your equality, your freedom, your liberty is no more working. So when we framed our constitution, we entirely based on our fundamental right, which has taken a lot of articles, lot of things. But after all, we realized that we should have duty also. And finally, we brought it. And the same year, 1976, not only we brought that fundamental duty, we also brought another article that we added to the Article 39. 39 has promised a lot of us for us, because that word justice is not there. So if you read the preamble, you will find that equality, liberty, freedom, and justice are there. But you very prominently you find equality, liberty, justice in your constitution, and every place you read the right to equality there, freedom is there, and liberty is there. But where is justice? Justice word was not there in the constitution. Article 39 you read, or A to D, then you will find that government has promised, the constitution has promised that adequate livelihood, and the resources has to be equally distributed. Everything is there, but justice is not there, because you are deprived, you are discriminated, and you are differentiated also in the name of equality, liberty, and freedom. But justice was not there. Who will give that justice? And because you are asking for equality, you are asking for your liberty, you are asking for freedom. So justice was incorporated in Article 39A in the same year 1976. So who will give justice? Because we have set up a judiciary, and an independent judiciary and integrated judiciary. So whether because now judiciary is also, you see, day before yesterday our Chief Justice N.V. Raman also admitted how much they are working. In a week they have to pronounce as many as 200 judgments, and day and night they are working. But still then people criticize the judiciary. So justice has to be brought not only from the judiciary, because we people have to give justice to each and everyone. And it is our duty also to share equality, to share liberty, to share freedom. Because if we, just like the Britishers, we want to enjoy everything, that is not possible. So we should come forward. And some of the students, particularly I thank to these organizers and the founders of all these members, particularly that Nidhi Tiwari, she read out for this the report also. And before that, I also very stunned and surprised that Rashmi gave out a prayer, and really it is wake up. Because sometimes we see that always the people will do, God is there. So we have to thank also God, that who has given our life and who has given this beautiful world, and we are enjoying morning and night. In her prayers, she has lived on very nicely. So that my thanks to goes to her and all the organizations, all organizers, secretary, president, and directly, indirectly, those who are involved in this organization, they are also contributing. because you see they are not demanding fund or money. Monetary requirement is a lot is required, because Jayant is working day and night, and despite his research work, he is giving all other efforts for publications, because it is not an easy thing to bring a publication in a year. First journal he has published very early after the inauguration of that first Aquarius Victorious. He again now today I was very happy and pleasure that the second journal has also came out, and it was just released now. So in this way, people are contributing, and we should not expect that other people are not doing. No, some people will do, some people will not do. But when we have been assigned some duties, we have to discharge very diligently. So that is our objective. And when we talk about justice, and justice, generally it is said justice is not delivered. Justice has to seem to be done. So it is not only the judges. It is because when we talk about justice, we come to our again legal fraternity, and we are the teachers, we are the students. Here again we produce the lawyers, and lawyers become judges also. So in this way, it is a fraternity, and everybody has to contribute. And because justice, that particularly we are talking about access to justice. Many people, as I told that, because we fought against the Britishers very successfully, and that is the slogan how non-violence worked and satyagraha worked. That is a unique in our independence struggle. You see, after 1947, another out of 195 countries, almost 67 countries has got independence, but it is a bloodshed. But not that satyagraha or non-violence. This is a unique. But when we achieved this such a precious independence for us, how to preserve, how to protect, how to improve, and how to continue also, that is our determination, that is our study. As a student of law, we are little different, because our logic, our reasoning, and our thought is different. So that's why, what is our thought? Our thought is that, so whether equality has prevailed, or liberty has given, or freedom has been enjoyed. If not, then it is injustice. So in this way, when we find that injustice, all people cannot fight. Because till today, poverty is there, illiteracy is there, malnutrition is there, rural background is there, and a lot of difficulties are there. So people are not getting their rights which the government wants to give. Not only government, the nature, as that Rasmi has read out, God has already given before sending to this earth. The God has given all the resources, all the waters, air, the hills, the mountains, all the iron ores, mines, what not in our country. So that's it is a unique also. You will find this country of India. We always say our mother is a motherland, but you will not find in other countries they are telling America is telling America motherland. Never they say, because we have a very unique attachment to our motherland. So in that way, we are different from other countries, and we have achieved also. You see, the vaccine also we achieved in within a no period of time. So within a 1 year we achieved, and this India is the largest country who has vaccinated also. 58 crores have already vaccinated. So in this way, achievements are there. So access to justice is also not achieved that much which we are expecting. So that's why some of the NGOs, some of the organizations, they have to come forward, and access to justice means needy and poor has to be given adequate justice delivery system. And people are not getting, because if sometimes back also our Chief Justice also lamented that lot of cases are there, no doubt, pending cases are there, but out of them only you see under trial cases are many. So those who have been arrested once, they are in jail, and they are not getting an opportunity to be heard, because where there is a buzzword is that no one should be punished without any evidence. Let hundreds people acquitted, but not one innocent people should be punished. But unfortunately that is happening, and many of the people have been arrested in some of the suspicious regions, but they have not given an opportunity to be heard. So that is our fight as a lawyer, as a student, as a researcher, as a legal fraternity. That should be our approach, that who has not been given a chance to be heard. So that we have to fight also. Because last year, one senior professor, advocate who was addressed, I remember, he has committed that as a senior advocate in Supreme Court, I will do certain things for us. Because if each and every lawyer will promise that I will take one case in my life, that I will give justice to a needy and poor without taking any money. Because now the cost of litigation is very high, whether it is a high court or it is Supreme Court, wherever you go, very costly. So that's why needy and poor people, they cannot approach to a lawyer for justice. So justice delivery system hinders there. Judges will come later because when the court will got an opportunity to hear and judgment will come. But how the opportunity will come? Because unless the court case is registered, and police people is also part of our judicial delivery system. So at the same time, I call upon the police brothers, those who are been not in directly, because our family members are also joining in police services, that we can say, brother or my papa or my sister, you see, you are also part of the justice delivery system. Whenever a needy and poor is coming, you lodge an FIR, you just go for investigation, just and also charge sheet also it, and thereby the process of justice delivery will start. Then the question of argument of lawyers, then the question of judgment delivery is coming. So justice delivery system is a huge system, and it is very costly also, and particularly the poor illiterate background people, they are afraid of the courts and they don't approach to, and police is also till today is also a nightmare to the people. So these are the things we have to come across. Those students, those who are pursuing the law courses also in a legal education, so we can advise them that please be bold and please dare to help a needy and a downtrodden. And particularly, the so many things has been written in Article 39, and particularly legal aid, the Legal Services Authority Act 19. It is there. It is books is there, but we students are reading. So that we have to work out, and we have to make it very visible. That way, all people can say. So NGO and particularly the Acuitas Victoria is doing well, and publishing the articles, that is also one way in the society, and that other people should know by reading the same literature or in way of journal or magazine or whatever it may be. But that is also contribution the teachers can, the students can contribute also. Some other people some injustice has been done. Even not only case, filing a case is not important, because nowadays you see, you have a Aadhaar card, and people are not getting their pensions, particularly what type of pensions, like they say widow pensions are there, the disabled pensions are there, old age pensions are there. So government is timely giving, but some people are unable to enroll their names also. They are running pillar to post approaching sarpanch to the MLA, to MPs, and political groups are there. If you are belongs to a political people, and your name will be entered immediately, and you get all the ration card and everything. But this also our duty. We have to see who are not getting this right to equality. And the Food Security Act we have already passed. That also we have to see. So a lot of our responsibility we have undertaken by establishing Acuitas Victoria. Though we call it an NGO, but it is a government organization, like, because government has encouraged, or government cannot do everything. So they want that some other people should come forward. They should take the responsibility and they should discharge it. So if discharging, as I told, today we came to know that all things are there, because prayas is bigger. Another word we added. This is Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, and Jai Vigyan. So today we have added another thing, not only Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, or Sabka Biswas. Now it is Sabka Prayas is also required. We all have to contribute, just like Ramchandra when he made a dam to go to Lanka to fight against the evil like Ravan. So we as a squirrel, we can contribute little for the development of our country. Because today onwards, another 25 years we also to go. And that 100 years we are going to celebrate for our independence. So what more we have not achieved, and we have to promise to achieve. So with these few words, I once again thanks to all the office bearers and the organizers of working for the Acuitas Victoria. So we hope next year also, when we will access, we will analyze our past, and we will find out what achievements I do. So that is one aspect, because long journey to everybody made, but what landmarks journey you have made, what footsteps you have left out, that has to be also seen, and that has to be also marked, that has to be also analyzed. So that is a way of living. Every day when you go to bed, you see, in the morning I woke up at 6 o'clock. By 9 o'clock, what I did. So during these 15 hours, what I have done. So if you analyze yourself, then tomorrow will be better. So with these few words, I expect that our tomorrow is going to be very beautiful and bright, and we are achieving the best, and we will the #1 country in the world. So that is my expectation through our students, through our this legal fraternity, whether it is a lawyer or a police officer, or it is a student or a researcher, or it is a NGO. In any form, we are a soldier in the country, and we are working for our motherland. And we feel that we should proud of our motherland, our country, and motherland. India is the great, and we have to achieve. We have to cherish the goals of the motherland, and we have to enjoy at the same time also. So wish you all the best for the day. Thank you everybody giving an opportunity to me. Thanks, and thanks, a lot of thanks to you.
Thank you so much, sir. So now I would like to request you to grant us the permission to release our Equitas Victoria Legal Digest, the first edition of 2020 and 2021.
Okay, fine, go ahead. Welcome and congratulations to you at the same time. Equitas Victoria Legal Digest 2021. So the book is released for everybody, and congratulations to contributors. Expect that your contribution will be continuous process. So in conclusion, only one thing that we are fighting for ISSN number. So if you get that, will be a great contribution, and also get benefit to the people also, those who are subscribing the articles. Jayant is working day and night. So once again, I congratulate Jayant also and his whole team also. The great achievements. Corona in disguise has given a blessing to us also. The one most important thing I came to know that in Corona, that when a webinar is there, so your punctuality is must. You cannot delay for 1 second. That is a great achievement and a success for Corona also. We learn how to be punctual, how to be timely, how to be regular in our aspects. So thank you once again to all the team who has worked for bringing out a successful release of these books, and the contributors also. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your enlightening words, and thank you for sharing us your extraordinary experience with all of us here today.
Thank you.
Today, Dr. Arup Jyoti Chaudhary sir couldn't be here today, so I would like to next request Ms. Dikshita Deka to present her views on the annual International Journal on Social Science Affairs to be published by Equitas Victoria Foundation. She is the executive editor of the journal. Initially, she has practiced as an advocate in Guwahati High Court for around 5 months after her post-graduation, and finally got a breakthrough in the academics in the month of November 2019. In 2019, she first taught as an assistant professor of law at Indian Institute of Legal Studies, Siliguri, affiliated to the North Bengal University. After that, she joined the Shiksha O Anushandhan National Institute of Law, deemed to be University, Bhubaneswar, in the year 2020, November, as an assistant professor. Presently, she joined JB Law College, affiliated to Guwahati University, as an assistant professor of law back in the month of February in 2021. Besides these, she also has published various papers and articles in different journals and newspapers, and even a book chapter in an edited book on gender sensitive education issued by Center for Human Rights and Subaltern Studies, National University of Study and Research in Law, Ranchi, NLU Ranchi. The papers she wrote includes various topics like climate change, Sabrimala temple, uniform civil code, Rohingyas, mob lynching, Khap Panchayat, changing role of women in Indian media and entertainment industry, pension issues of ex-military men, sedition laws, and many more. I have, she has also published many first book on the National Register of Citizens with a German-based publishing house in the month of May 2021. She has been also recently given the responsibility to review manuscripts for one of the reputed journals of India, ILI Law Review. She is currently pursuing PG diploma in human rights from NLSIU. To add on this, she have attended various national and international seminars on different issues and also have an experience as a faculty coordinator in the international seminar on IPR organized by Indian Institute of Legal Studies, Shiliguri. Ma'am, I'd like to request you to please inaugurate the annual International Journal on Social Science Affairs. Over to you, ma'am.
Um, am I audible, Anisha?
Yes, ma'am, you are.
First of all, thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. And I would like to take this opportunity to speak today on behalf of the journal on social science and would like to wish all of you a very happy Independence Day. Such a wonderful start to this day. And I also feel very privileged to speak on behalf of our editor in chief, our respected editor in chief, Dr. Arupjyoti Chaudhary sir. Due to some unavoidable circumstances, he could not join the meeting today. However, I would like to take the immense pleasure in speaking on behalf of him. And today, on this very auspicious day, we are celebrating the second foundation day of Equitas Victoria. And I have been associated with this journal and with this organization since a few months. And I have been working with Jayanta and the whole team of Equitas Victoria relentlessly on issuing our first issue of a journal. Coming to the journal of Annual International Journal on Social Science Affairs, I feel very happy and I take all my pleasure to represent this journal today on this event. And saying briefly about this journal, I would like to say that because like today nowadays, as we can find so many things happening all around us in our society, as very rightly said by Dr. Chintamani Raut sir, he has very well elaborated the facts that have been happening around us today. And being a part of a social science journal, we welcome and we appreciate all kinds of research that will be done on social science and which will include any other disciplines under the social science like sociology, political science, education, history, anthropology, psychology. So I think this journal will be a very good platform for those who are very much enthusiastic and very much they are well motivated to write something on the interdisciplinary issues, because we know that nowadays everything is connected to the society, be it law, be it history, be it political science. Everything is related to each other. And in that sense, when we come up with such a work, when we come up with such a journal, I feel that this journal can bring a lot of good work from the budding researchers, from the budding academicians also, and our students, everyone. We will appreciate, we will be working very it will give a lot of motivation to people to work on the interdisciplinary part. And I think on that point, this journal is going to do wonders. And the way how the team has been working relentlessly, untimely, Jayanta and obviously the other team members, including the editorial board members and respected my fellow editorial board members. They have been working a lot, and we are still trying to come up with a first issue. So on this very event of our foundation, celebration of a foundation day, I would like to congratulate each one of you present today. And I just wish congratulations to all of you and all the best. I think if we all as a team work together this way, we can do wonders. And I'm definitely sure that this journal, the annual International Journal on Social Science Affairs, will be able to achieve its preamble, will be able to achieve its philosophy of attaining appropriate research work on interdisciplinary fields of social science. By saying this, I would like to take all my gratitude for the people of this journal, as well as for the whole team of Equitas Victoria, for giving me this chance and opportunity to be a part of this whole team and this part of this whole rendition in this venture. I feel very privileged, and I promise to give every ounce of my hard work towards making this journal a success. Thank you so much once again, and I would like to wish all of you very, very hearty congratulations and all the best. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for your perceptive words. And on behalf of our entire team, I would like to thank you for inaugurating the International Journal. Now, may I kindly request Dr. Dhrubajyoti Das sir to kindly guide us with his views about the non-governmental organization and the annual International Journal on Language, Literature and Culture to be published by Equitas Victoria Foundation under his leadership. Sir is engaged with the other organs of the organization, and has been guiding us since the inception of the foundation. Sir is Associate Professor in the Department of English, Cotton University. He is the President of Cotton University New Writers and Artists Association. He is the editor in Cotton University Newsletter. He is a professor in charge of Cottonian, Student Journal of Cotton University. He is a former correspondent of the Assam Tribune, Dainik Ahom, Ahomia Protidin or Amar Ahom, life member in the Ahom Haidya Hoba. He is a former secretary of Jala Press Guilds, Baksha, Assam. He is also an editor to UGC Care listed journal and has a number of research papers, books, and other literary publications. Sir, may I please request you to share your vision about the journal and the organization. Sir, please.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for this introduction. Actually, this is actually a very auspicious day today. I convey my greetings and best wishes to you all on this auspicious occasion of 75th Independence Day of our country. So this day coincides with the foundation day of this organization, Equitas Victoria Foundation. This is for the second time we are celebrating our foundation. Here, I also congratulate and greet all the, Equitas Victoria Foundation members for successful journey in the last 2 years. And I personally believe that it deserves to celebrate our its strength and possibilities in this way. I personally feel that actually we have come up with this prospect because of entering efforts of a group of people under the leadership of Jayanta Sarthak and many others. So I just in this particular day I just congratulate and greet all of them. Here, actually, I was asked to say about the publication of new journal on literature, language, and culture. Uh, the process is on. I am delighted to announce, despite many ongoing projects under Equitas Victoria Foundation, publication of an international double-blind peer-reviewed journal on literature and culture has also been underway. This journal is dedicated mainly to promote and publish original articles in the relevant field of literature and culture. It definitely it would try to encourage the novel thoughts in this particular fields. The proposed journal is committed to create a space for the young researchers who are striving for a platform to promote themselves and to utilize their talents and novel thoughts to contribute the development of theory and practice of these domains particularly. I am happy to inform that we hopefully could launch this journal within this year. Process is going on regarding all the technicalities, particularly earning the ISSN number and others. If everything goes fine, we would be able to create yet another success story with the help of all of you, the members, stakeholders, and well-wishers. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, sir, for your magnificent visualization and the wonderful speech. Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Muhammad Sultan Haider Alam sir to please enlighten us with his words of wisdom. He is the editor-in-chief of Rupantar, the Destination for Revolution, a magazine published by Equitas Victoria Foundation. Sir is presently working as principal since 1st of August 2016 till date in Nerim Law College, Nerim Group of Institutions. He has completed his LLB in 2002 from the University Law College under Guwahati University. He has done his LLM in 2006 under Guwahati University. He has completed his PhD in law under Guwahati University. 6 years of standing experience as lawyer in the Guwahati High Court, civil courts, courts of districts, and session judge and chief judicial magistrate in Guwahati. Infrequent practices go on in the vacation time in same court, also attending chambers. He has worked as a member to the committee to study the legal education system in Assam, constituted by the government of Assam in higher education departments. He has also organized several legal aid camps as the chairman of Legal Aid Committee, Nerim Law College, in the outskirts of Guwahati city for people who need legal aid in judicial proceedings to continue the suit of and prosecutions. Sir, may I please request you to kindly enlighten us with your thoughtful words. Sir, please. Sir, your microphone is off.
Thank you, Anisha, for your valuable introductory words in this platform. First of all, I am wishing 75th Independence Day to all present in this platform, as well as the people of Assam across India. Today, in this auspicious occasion of second foundation day of Equitas Victoria. We are glad to observe that already two journals, one journal has been inaugurated by our respected Professor Dr. Sintabani Raut sir. In between, our guest of honors, they have highlighted different things, very important things for accessing justice in today's context, very elaborately. Today, I have been asked to speak few words on Rupantar, the destiny for revolution, which is a mind-blowing work of the young people, rather I should say people of different ages who have contributed in this magazine, covering different issues, things, aspects on arts and culture. And this Rupantar, the destiny for revolution, is giving a very appreciable platform to all the authors, writers to explore their views and opinions through the medium of creative writings and expressions to revolutionize our perception, our introspection, as well as our thought-provoking minds. In this magazine, basically it is aimed to publish interviews, photographs, quotations, poems, stories, paintings, posters, etc., which can arouse in the mind of some attitudes for creative arts and literatures, which may be or may not be closely linked or related to academic. But then main purpose of this magazine is to make people exercise on their enjoyment of rights on the freedom of speech and expression, which is considered to be the cardinal principle of human survival, and through which they can raise their voice against injustice, discrimination, violence, etc. So this magazine, Rupantar, the destiny for revolution, is as on today giving a wider dimension as well as platform to all of us to explore our views, through which we are attempting relentlessly to acquire, to plug the encomium across the world. And this magazine is giving opportunities basically to young writers, rather to all, to ventilate the grievances in different ways, so that people can say about their happenings around their surroundings, as well as they can express their views, so that the injustice caused illegally to people can be mitigated. So again, I'm thanking our Equitas Victoria team and other members for giving me this opportunity to speak on this magazine, Rupantar, the destiny for revolution. And I believe personally that in future it will be able to achieve the higher greater heights to accumulate the views expressed by different students, people, academicians, etc. With this, I am congratulating all for achievement of this Equitas Victoria Foundation in different aspects, and in future, I believe it will achieve more success and bring glory to us. Thank you very much. Thank you, Anisha.
Thank you so much, sir, for sharing with us your beautiful speech and your constructive vision. Next, I would like to invite Dr. Sujata Bhattacharya, ma'am, Principal, Nogong Law College. She is the member of the Research Advisory Committee of Equitas Victoria Research Center. She has a number of publications.
Anisha, excuse me.
Yes, sir.
Rangasamy sir is here.
Okay, okay. So, may I now kindly request Dr. Rangaswamy D, the Chief Coordinator, Equitas Victoria Research Center, to kindly present his vision about the non-governmental organization and the research center to guide us in moving ahead. Sir is in charge of Assistant Register Administration and Assistant Professor of Law, Karnataka State Law University, Navanagar, Karnataka. He has numerous publications like Contribution of Kautilya to the Indian ethical values in the Asian Journal of Professional Ethics and Management, Ecotourism, a discovery tool for the sustainable development, in the International Journal of Social and Economic Research, Impact of Corruption on Rural India and Role of E-Governance in the Prevention of Corruption, in the Asian Journal of Developmental Matters, and among others. Sir has always...
Anisha, thank you, ma. Thank you so much for your introduction. So no need of reading all the publications and all. So I'm not worth for that. Okay, so in fact, there was no such kind of schedule like I have to speak on this occasion. So Mr. Jayant asked me to send a message on the occasion of this foundation day of this foundation. So accordingly, I wrote something and I sent it. So now only I come to know that I have to speak something on this occasion. So thank you so much for this opportunity. At the outset, I'm so proud and privileged to be part of this research association, in that too working with young minds like Jayant, and I'm watching those minds over here. I'm so happy that they have taken varied activities, research activities like various journals, various research centers and all. So I'm also in charge of that research center. But unfortunate thing is, due to my busy schedule in my university, I could not take up any activities for that research center. I'm sure that in the days to come, we will be taking care of such kind of things. We have blueprint for that. Like we have already planned like what are the things to be taken care, in which way we have to strengthen the research activities of the center. So those things we have already planned. So because of I'm sole reason for if any delay on the part of that center in taking care of such kind of research activities and all. So I am sole responsible for that. I apologize for such kind of delay in undertaking such kind of activities. I'm sure that in the days to come, despite my busy schedule, so we have a very vibrant team. So our team members, so they are very enthusiastic so as to contribute for that research center. So they have come out with very innovative ideas to be executed, to be taken care by that research center. So with all these plans and what is that, the innovative ideas, so we will be enriching, we will be accelerating the very image of this research center at the greatest height. So thank you so much for this foundation for believing us for this sacred task. Once again, I am of the sincere opinion that we will be contributing so as to achieve the core goals of this research center. So with that, I will be concluding my words in this occasion. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
So thank you so much for your presence and which has enlightened the session. And thank you so much for sharing with us your marvelous journey. It was an utmost pleasure to have you with us here today.
Thank you, Anisha.
Thank you. Next, I would like to invite the Chief Coordinator of Aequitas Victoria Book Center, Dr. Nijumani Das Ma'am, to present her views on the center. She is presently Assistant Professor of Law in Dispur Law College, Guwahati. She has around 12 years of teaching experience. She also has a total of 11 national and international publications. Ma'am, please enlighten us with your vision about the book center. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Anisha, for your nice introductory speech in this platform. First of all, I want to wish all the dignitaries the 75th Independence Day of India. It is a great honor for me to be a part of today's occasion of second Foundation Day of Aequitas Victoria's Foundation. I would like to convey my heartiest congratulations to all the members associated with Aequitas Victoria's Foundation for successfully completing 2 glorious years with the hard labor and dedicated sincere work to attain the main goal to avail access to justice for everyone living across the world, to live a life in peace, to spread awareness among the people about their right, and also to provide minimum legal assistance to the people who require it. It gives me immense pleasure to know that Aequitas Victoria's Foundation has covered a large area in the legal fraternity during this 2 glorious years. Besides the intention to spread legal education among the people, Aequitas Victoria's Foundation deserves special applause for creating the Book Publication Center with the aim to provide facilities to all the academicians and researchers to publish books not only within legal area but also other area. It also tries to provide a wide platform to them in respect of the publications of their work. It also aims to remove all the barriers facing by the academicians in spreading knowledge through publication, through published their work in the form of book. Aequitas Victoria's Foundations also aim to publish quality books through this book publication center, which can promote the society or focus life to the society in the development. This is a very great, nice step taken by Aequitas Victoria's Foundation. I wish Aequitas Victoria's Foundation all the very best for their future endeavor towards focusing brightness around us and seeking the kind support from all the respected members related to Aequitas Victoria's Foundation in promoting the motto of it. I once again congratulate all the members associated with Aequitas Victoria's Foundation for the success during these 2 years and wish all the members a very happy 75th Independence Day of India. Thank you.
Anisha,
Yes, I was actually
madam,
dropped
speech
off the
over.
call.
Yes.
Yes, I was dropped off the call. I'm so sorry. Thank you so very much, ma'am, for your insightful speech. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Now, may I kindly request Dr. Daisy Sangwai, ma'am, to enlighten us with the vision of Equitas Victoria newsletter. She is the editor-in-chief of the newsletter. She is the Faculty of Law in the National Law University and Judicial Academy, Assam. She is also a former assistant professor of law in Dr. RKB Law College and a former principal in DHSK Law College. She qualified UGC NET. She did her PhD from Guwahati University and published 9 research papers in ISSN journal and 3 papers in ISBN books.
Sorry to
She has
interrupt,
presented.
Anisha.
Yes.
Anisha, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe this much is enough for my introduction. Thank you so much for your wonderful words.
Thank you.
May I in?
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Thank you, Anisha. A very warm greetings to one and all present today in this platform. So I actually believe it is indeed a proud privilege to be a part of the Equitas Victoria Foundation. Today we have celebrated our second foundation day at the same time our 1-year anniversary. But I still remember the day when actually Mr. Jayanta and Sarthak, both are my students, they approached me with their innovative ideas for about this creation of this foundation. And when they approached me and they explained me about their ideas, I really agreed to them because I have seen I have seen the passion among them to make a difference, to actually bring something, and that is why I really agreed. And that's how we started our small state by publishing the newsletter. So when we started the newsletter, Equitas Victoria newsletter, in 2020 August, the first edition, and within this 1 year, we somehow able to publish 12 issues under the first volume. And I believe this is not just a effort of mine or the foundation only. It is actually a team effort, and a large number of people behind all this success. And I take this opportunity to thank them all from my heart, because I believe without their support and without their passions, actually, we won't be able to reach today's stage. And I probably we won't be able to celebrate today's occasion. So I know that when we started this journey, it's the journey of actually a dream, a journey of not only a dream, a journey of actually immense zeal for something different. And as such, we did, and we started, and yes, we have completed this 1 year within this sort and 1 year, and we published 12 issues covering almost 22 legal fields, 22 legal subjects within the newsletter. But I at the same time, I also agree that this journey is a continuing journey, and we have miles to go. So I promise today that after completion of 1 year, I promise today that we will do all our heart, we'll put all our efforts to make or to add some more innovation to our newsletter, and we'll definitely come out of it. And that's what our actually vision of this newsletter. And we hope we'll definitely achieve our dream, achieve our goal in our coming future. That's all I can say. I don't want to take much time because it's already a 1.5 hour goes. So with these few words, I would like to thank the foundation, and also foundation for giving me this opportunity And also would like to thank all the members and all the people who are with this foundation. And thank you so much. And before just concluding my speech, I just would like to wish all of you a happy Independence Day. And thank you so much. And thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your encouraging words. Thank you so much. Now, may I kindly request Ms. Nargis Chaudhary, the executive editor of New Lex Vision blog, to kindly enlighten us with her vision regarding the blog. She completed her law and LLM with specialized in criminal law from Nerim Law College, Guwahati, under Dibrugarh University, Assam. She did masters in political science from Guwahati University. She worked as a chief managing director in Nani Gagi Institute under the aegis of Nani Gagi Society, Arunachal Pradesh. She has organized international conferences, national seminars, and workshops. She has attended and presented research papers in various international and national seminars, conferences, and has publications in chapters in the edited books in her academic field. She is also engaged as an executive editor and senior editor in the Equitas Victoria newsletter. Currently, she is working as a lecturer in School of Law and Forensic Science, Apex Professional University, Pasighat, Arunachal Pradesh. Ma'am, may I please request you to say a few words?
Okay. Thank you, Anisha. Thank you, Equitas Victoria, for giving me this opportunity for invitation. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, madam. Go on.
Okay. Due to network issue, actually. So, okay. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. So, at first, I would like to congratulate Equitas Victoria for completion of 2 years. And happy Foundation Day, happy second Foundation Day to Equitas Victoria, all the members who directly or indirectly somehow connected to Equitas Victoria. And happy 75th Independence Day to all the members present here and all the dignitaries in the panel present here, all the students and all the members present here. So, Equitas Victoria, I'm connected in last 1 year. So it is a non-profit and non-governmental organization that aims at making access to justice possible for everyone living across the country, based on notion promoting access to justice to live a life in peace. To make access to justice possible for everyone, it is important that all are made aware of their rights and are provided with minimum legal assistance so that they can approach proper institutions, adopting the efficient mechanism for addressing their grievances. Coming to Neolix vision, I would like to express a few words regarding this blog, Neolix Vision. It is a blog for generating public awareness in the field of law and justice so that people can get access the relevant information. It is a blind peer-reviewed blog aiming to provide a platform to all the legally aware Indian citizens to pen down their thoughts on the existing laws and the legal affairs in the country. And lawyers, mostly in the field, in this field, lawyers, research scholars, and students, especially students, are greatly benefited from these sites, which keep them updated and well informed, thereby sharpening their skills, which are required in this day-to-day life and in this industry. The impact of these blogs and the websites cannot be denied. Therefore, it becomes even more imperative to continue maintaining the quality of such blogs while inculcating the culture of research and debate in the young minds in the legal fraternity. We would appreciate more contributions in this regard in near future. As for the law of the land, ignorance of law is not an excuse. The prime objective of this blog is to provide our readers with accurate and unbiased news, the views, opinions, and the features Our mission is to provide quality information in the legal field to meet the legal needs in a more cost-effective and a simple manner. And those who are digitally accessible to this platform can be benefited immensely. With these words, I would like to thank each and every member, the dignitaries, all the members present here, especially thanks to Equipress Victoria for giving me this opportunity to work in this field, in this novel profession. Once again, thank you so much. And I wish all the very best and a long live Equities Victoria. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for your positive words and your encouraging speech. Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to request Dr. Daisy Sangmai, ma'am, to please release the newsletter of Volume 2, Issue 1 of Aquitus Victoria newsletter. Ma'am, please.
Yes, sure. So here we go. So this is the volume 2, first issue from 2021, August. Here we have releasing our second volume, first issue of Aquitus Victoria newsletter. I wish all the best to all the people, all the legal correspondent, and all the people who are part of this newsletter, and would like to congratulate the whole team for their effort, for their constant support, and showing their passions to us, to the team, and thank you.
Thank you so much. Next, I would like to invite our Honorable Managing Committee member and the founder of Aquitus Victoria Foundation, our very own Mr. Jayanta Borua sir, to kindly provide us with the vision and the future goals of the organization. Sir is presently doing PhD in NEHU and was a former assistant professor of law in Nerim Law College and an advocate under the Guwahati High Court. He has, to his credit, 2 gold medals, one for LLM from NLU Assam and for MA Sociology from KKHSOU. He has also done BA in Political Science, certified courses in Human Rights, Humanitarian Law, and Space Law, along with the diploma in IPR. He has around 60 paper publications in reputed journals and books, and has also published 2 ISBN books in the Europe, Moldova. He has also been assigned the job to review papers
Anisha,
for. Yes,
Anisha,
sir.
am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay,
Please
then,
address the session, sir.
okay, thank you. So it is quite, I am nervous also, and it's a very privilege for me because all are my teachers who are present here. I have learned from them. I have grown up under their guidance. But while as teachers, they were teaching me during the class hours. But after this organization, I think one of the great success that I have achieved personally is that now I am learning every day and night, 24 into 7, while doing the activities of this organization. The objectives of the organizations and the details about the NGO have been already discussed, while I will be sharing that what my intention are and what the entire members intentions are about the future, about the next year, because we used to plan year by year. So first of all, I would like to say that it was Sarthak who made my ideas come true, and a very privileged person, I think myself, that I have a friend like Sarthak Aryan. He actually did everything initially, whatever thought I was thinking in my brain. And at this present phase, because of his hard work and dedication, all the members started joining us. They started providing confidence to us, and slowly, all my teachers, all my senior persons, all of them have provided their confidence, their trust on us, and now we are where we should be. But this is not enough. We have a lot of things to achieve. We have a very long distance to go ahead. As from the very beginning, from the speech of Professor Dr. Subham Raskwa sir, then Professor Dr. Sintamani Raut sir. Sintamani Raut sir is also my supervisor, and I am very much privileged to be a scholar of him. And till Miss Nargis Chaudhary ma'am, everyone has rightly mentioned that what we need to for achieving in the coming year, so that we can make justice accessible to each and everyone. And for this purpose, I beg support from each and every one of you, because we are not here to earn profit, obviously, but we are here to contribute something for the sake of humanity, something for the sake of the country. And if after doing something for the country, some amount of potential is left, then let us contribute it for the greater humanity, for the entire world. For this purpose, I would also like to thank many of the colleges who have joined hands with us, like Dr. RKB Law College, Kokrajhar Law College, and especially Nagaon Law College. They have trying to, and we are also thinking about entering into MOUs. And I would also like to mention about Dr. Rangasamy D, sir. He was the person who, from the very inception, helped us in building our network. I'll have to acknowledge his contributions, and he has also promised to contribute even more significantly in the coming days. And he has also promised to make this organization reach across borders throughout the globe. Although he, in his speech, he was begging for apology, but there is nothing to beg apology. Whatever he has done, we will always remain indebted before him forever. And his AVRC, we are expecting a lot, Equitas Victoria Research Center, because research is always needed. And he has also promised us to bring more foreigners, to bring more foreign intellectuals to our journals and all. So we'll have to appreciate him for his contributions today. Whatever we are, a significant amount of contribution has also been made by him, and all the other people. Especially today, I'll also have to acknowledge the contribution of Dr. Deji Sangma ma'am. I think the newsletter has been one of the biggest success of this organization, that without delay, we have been able to successfully publish 12 issues of one volume, and that has been compiled and has also been published successfully in a compiled book version, which has been released today by Sintamani Raut sir. So I think there is a very big achievement. Our journals are there. We have a lot of things to achieve, but most importantly, in the coming next year, we will be planning for going at the grassroots level for reaching the common people. And for this purpose, we are thinking of establishing some vibrant centers like victims rehabilitation and skill development programs and all. So we are taking time. The resolutions have already been passed by the managing committee. Those are there in the meeting records. You can check in the about the NGO section. We have already passed the resolution for establishing skill development and rehabilitation center. We have also passed the resolution for establishing various legal aid cells and all. Those will take time because we are in the meat of the pandemic, and this requires a lot amount of infrastructural support, and therefore we request all the senior members to kindly advise us, because these are the real work. Without going to the ground level, I personally believe that we cannot make justice accessible to anyone. Whatever we are doing at this time, we are doing at the academic level, and we are making it digitally accessible. But those things can be accessed by only the literate section of the people. But we need to make justice accessible to those people who really need it. So for this purpose, we'll have to go to the ground level, and for that reason only, we'll also have to have contributions from you people. It is a Herculean task, but I do believe what we have done till now, we have done it successfully, and we'll be doing it in the future successfully with all of your contributions. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for letting us know about all the future initiatives of Equitas Victoria. Now, may I call upon the enterprising Mr. Sarthak Aryan, Honorable Member, Managing Committee, and co-founder of Equitas Victoria Foundation, to provide us the vision plan of Equitas Victoria for the year of 2021 to 2022. He is a student of NLU Assam and is engaging with several non-governmental organizations and other associations. He has published around 15 research papers in reputed journals and books, and has been participating actively in various academic activities. Sir, please.
Anisha, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
You are doing a very great job at anchoring the event. Thank you for that.
Thank you, sir.
Respected guest of honors and other dignitaries present in this meeting. I am the last speaker of this meeting, and all the respected representatives and coordinators of the wing of the Equitas Victoria Foundation has explained everything so well that I have nothing new to offer now. As I have planned to talk about the achievement of the Equitas Victoria Aquitas Victoria Foundation. But no, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Okay. So now, as I have planned to talk about the achievement of the Aquitas Victoria Foundation, but no, there is one thing which is bugging my mind constantly. I wanted to speak about it here. Everyone asks us, why are we doing this? When we started this organization with small ideas, we never hoped that so many reputed people will guide us and support us. We encountered innumerable amount of difficulties. Sometimes me and Jayanta sir say that is there a Medusa curse or what, that whatever we touch or looks becomes stone. But I have no regrets in this journey. At 23 years of age, I learned a lot from this NGO and earned a lot, not monetarily, but in terms of people. I earned family members who are always there to guide us and support us. I know I can call anytime DJ sir, Daisy ma'am, Sujata ma'am, Gautami ma'am, Rangaswamy sir, who till now I have not directly contacted but looking forward to, Sultan Haider Alam sir, Nishibata ma'am, Dikshita ma'am, and even Jento sir. He has always assumed the role of a brother and guide me, correct me in my endeavors. Vidisha Di, my elder sister, my guide, support, and she's everything. There are many more people who I can't name them now, but they have a money or profit from anyone. It is running with the constant effort of these people. I don't need anything. This is our this is our riches. This is what we have earned. I'm not, since it is a very long meeting and everyone has explained everything. I'm not going to extend my speech. But lastly, I want to point one thing, that Aquitas Victoria Foundation in the coming month is going to launch its most ambitious project, Legal Intern Assessment Center, LIAC, in which we will be needing support of each and every one of the dignitaries present in one way or the other. We'll be signing many MOUs with many of the colleges with the help and guidance of the respected dignitaries. We'll be doing several projects, events, and we'll be launching new centers and cells. I hope under your guidance and support, this NGO will rise to a new height. The NGO is right now in expansion phase and we are expanding it. We are taking new interns, new students, new volunteers. So I hope that in the third foundation day in year 2021, we will all come along and join here with new enthusiasm, with new people, with new heights, and with new shape. Again, I want to thank all of the respected dignitaries. I want to thank all the guest of honors, and thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your incredible words. At last, now I would like to extend my vote of thanks. It was really an incredible moment for me, and I hope the same has been for you. And we got this opportunity to listen to such esteemed dignitaries whose guidance have allowed us to reach where we are today. Chief guest Mr. Jesus Cisneros, Professor Dr. Shubham Rajkumar, Dr. Sujata Bhattacharya, ma'am, Professor Dr. Chintamani Rod sir, Professor Dr. Arup Jyoti Chaudhary sir, Dr. Muhammad Sultan Haider Alam sir, Miss Dikshita Deka ma'am, Dr. Dhubajati Das sir, Dr. Rangaswamy D sir, and the entire managing committee of Aquitas Victoria Foundation. Thanks to all the administrative sections of the Equitas Victoria, the volunteers, interns of Nogong Law College, Dr. RKB Law College, and Kokrajhar Law College, especially Nogong Law College, since the meeting has been hosted by Nogong Law College, and for providing us with the technical assistance by Abhijit Laskar sir for technically accommodating this event. Special thanks to the governing bodies of these three law colleges for extending their support in the growth of the organization. Our gratitude and thanks to Sujata ma'am for her efficient hard work. A huge thank you to all the members of Equitas Victoria Foundation and the excellent audience for their blessings and support on behalf of the managing committee. So one last time, I would want to request everyone present here to please turn on their cameras for a group photo.
So, like, we have to switch on our camera. Anisha, you are asking.
Yes, sir.
Great.
You'll have.
Great,
I'll just
great.
take a screenshot.
Great.
Jayanta sir, Sathak sir, everyone. Nishibrata ma'am, Sujata ma'am, Nijamoni ma'am, Utkarsh sir.
My camera is on only. Is the video visible?
Yes, sir. Now it's
Dr.
visible.
Ajodas, I hear you and I see you. Hello, Ajodas. We met in that Tezpur Law College, you remember.
Sultan sir, Sultan Alam sir.
Yeah, Hyder Alam sir. Sir, please switch on your camera so that we can take a group photo.
See, Anisha, before that, on behalf of all the faculty members here, like senior professors like Chintaman Rao sir and many other faculty members, our RT congratulations to you people. It is really outstanding job. Actually, that is the task to be undertaken by academicians like us, but completely we are failed to take up that, but you have compensated that. So once again, our RT compliments to you people. We will be with you. We will be with you forever. So looking forward many more achievements in the days to come.
Sure, sure.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That means a lot. I have taken the screenshots. With that, we come to the conclusion of the event. Please stay safe and take care. Adios.
Thank you to everyone present here.
Thank
It
you.
was much
Thank you,
privilege.
Jayant.
Thank you all.